Well, Professor Harari, turning now to the field of education, and in light of now we are experiencing artificial intelligence, chat GPT, and all that to come. So how should we prepare our children? And in your books, you emphasize general purpose skills.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, could you expound further what the new
we
form
are facing,
of education should be?
In education, like in other fields, we face an unprecedented situation that we now need to educate young people without having any idea of the kind of world that they will inhabit when they are adults. Throughout history, of course, you could never predict the future. Like you go back 1,000 years, you don't know what will happen in 20 years. There are so many political events that can happen. Somebody can invade the country, there could be a civil war, maybe there is an epidemic, maybe there is an earthquake. So many things you can't predict. But the basic skills of life, they don't change very quickly. So 1,000 years ago, you know, it doesn't matter what happens on the political level. People will still need to know how to plant rice or wheat, how to bake bread, how to build a house, how to ride a horse, how to read and write. Basic skills. So you know this is good to teach the young people how to do these things. Now, we have no idea what the world would look like in 20 years. We have no idea what the job market will be, except that it will be very different from what it is now. There will be new jobs. We just don't know what these new jobs will be. You know, like in recent years, lots of people said the best bet is to teach young people how to code, how to write computer code. Because we don't know how the world would look like in 20 years, but we are sure they'll need a lot of coders. Now, AI is becoming able to code. So all bets are off. Maybe we don't need human coders in 20 years because this is something that AI can do by itself. You just give it, oh, I want to this or that kind of application, write me the code, and it writes the code. So we don't know the type of skills that will be necessary. And the first field that encounters this problem is education. Because in business, let's say I have some company today, I don't need to worry so much about what will be in 20 years. I worry about the next few months, or maybe 1 or 2 years. 20 years is very distant. But in education, 20 years is not distant. If you now teach kids who are like 6 or 7 years old, 20 years is the name of the game. I mean, what do I teach a 6-year-old today so that she or he will have the necessary skill in 20 years? That's the whole point. And we don't know the answer. We do know that the world will be extremely hectic, fluid. Things will change very, very rapidly. Not only in the economy, even our bodies will change in ways which were previously unthinkable. With the new technologies, with biotechnology, with, again, connecting brains and computers, there will be major changes even to the body. So what people will need is the ability to keep changing and keep learning throughout their lives. They will have to constantly learn new skills. They will have to constantly reinvent themselves. And for this, they will need a lot of mental resilience and emotional flexibility. It's very difficult to change. Even young people don't find it easy to change, and the older you get, the harder it gets. Like by the time you're 40 or 50, you don't want to change.
Old dogs don't learn new tricks.
And, but this will be essential. So how do you build a new type of human
learning how to learn
that is able to keep learning and changing? And here, again, I think that the emphasis should be on psychological, mental, emotional skills.